Hello viewers, we are back again. Today we are going to talk about words that were said by a psychiatric philosopher who said every behavior has a meaning. Allow me to add also that every behavior is a learned behavior. So knowing that every behavior has a meaning will help you to understand that or to appreciate why certain people behave the way they behave. And knowing that every behavior is a learned behavior, it will help you to investigate why certain people behave the way they are behaving. Because the way they are behaving, it can be traced back to a certain event. It can be traced back to a certain relationship they once had. Allow me today to focus more on a relationship. We'll come again under the same subject, every behavior has a meaning, and discuss other aspects of life. But today let's focus on the relationship. So, if you know that every behavior it has a meaning, it will help you to appreciate your spouse. It will help you to understand the truth. Because if you are married, you have a partner, and you learn from your grandmother, from your grandfather about, or your father about relationship, you are mostly likely to go wrong because there is what we call the present truth, which was true during their time, which is not true today. Just like when we spoke about success, we established that our fathers, our grandfathers has taught us to go to school because once you've got a degree, you will come back and find a job, which was their truth, which is no longer true today because you can have a degree, you can have a master's, you can have an honors and still don't get a job. So it was their truth. The same thing with a relationship. Your grandfather never had a partner who tried to hack her phone, who tried to hack the WhatsApp or any social media page, or who tried to take numbers from their phone and call people who called them. So their problem is different from our problem. But basically, I'm saying to you, you need to understand your partner. You need to know why when she talks, she's so loud. Why she talks so fast. Why she's so insecure. Why is it that when she's around you, she don't feel comfortable? Why she don't trust you? Because trust is a learned behavior. Why is it that she can talk good with every other man except you? Why is it that each time you are together, the phone is in a silent mode? Or worse, the network is deactivated or the phone is put upside down. Every behavior has a meaning. Now, I'm saying this because failure to know this will render your relationship useless. Because I've already established to you that no love that will guarantee a successful relationship or marriage. It's only knowledge that guarantees that. And I've already said to you. So if you believe that love is blind, I'm telling you now, marriage will open your eyes because you will blindly fall in love and blindly get married. But when you are inside a marriage, you will be forced to open your eyes. Oh, listen to me now. You can have a woman who the mother, the grandmother, friends, and everyone believe that all men are the same, all men are dogs, who believe that there is no faithful man under the sun. And she has had that till she believes. And I can tell you now that if that is the case, you are about to face a problem because you will do everything right, but still you won't get it right because something in her subconscious mind always tell her that no man is faithful. Another problem is this, which is a difference between men and women. Women will never forget a man that made her cry. But a man will never forget a woman that made him smile. Meaning, if you find a woman who was disappointed, she will treat you like she's treating the man that left her. I know you're not getting this, but I'm saying to you, you can be treated or given a treatment that was supposed to be given to a man that left her with a child, and you become a victim. You can be a woman married to a man who was made to smile by another woman who is not you. And you are treating him now like the guy that you are treating him, giving him the treatment that was not supposed to be given to him, but given to the man that left you. Oh, so if you are married now to a woman that comes from a family where conflict, fight was the order of the day, you are in trouble. Because if you give her peace, she will think you don't love her, because she believes a normal home, you must always fight. She believes if you love her enough, you must beat her up. The woman who believes that, don't say no, because somewhere sang that backs up that a true man who loves you must beat you up. Meaning, if you are a man and you don't beat her, she will interpret that as a lack of love. I remember this girl who once told me that, when we fight, please stop saying what you are saying because it hurts the most. Please beat me up. And I'm not a guy who in my life ever raised hand for a woman. So if you find such a woman who believes beating is part of love, and you are like me, you don't beat women, you are in trouble again. Because you will do everything and she still say you don't love me. But what does she mean by that? She's saying, why are you not beating me up? So never treat a slave like a queen. Don't treat a slave like a queen, because if you treat that woman like a queen and she's used to slavery treatment, she's going to fight you for that. Why this guy is so calm? Because she's not used to a guy who is calm. She's used to a guy who is violent. Every behavior has a meaning, and every behavior is learned. You see, I had a chance once in my life to belong in a group. In that group, you would join. Once you join, whatever you were joining, you were automatically eligible to receive a funeral cover. And there was one thing I observed, which was common to male, and one thing which I observed which was common to female under the funeral cover. Every man who joins, the beneficiary was his wife. Meaning, if I die, give money to my wife. But opposite was the truth for women. Every woman who joined, if she don't have a child who is older, she will make the beneficiary the mother or the sister, not the husband. And I wanted to understand that. And the answer I got is common. They said, if I die, this guy will take this money and spend it with women outside when my children are suffering. And I need to understand, if your wife thinks that if she dies, your children are not safe with you, actually they are more safer if they stay with her sister more than you, what she's telling you. And according to my definition, any parent who have money and the children are suffering, according to my understanding, that parent is a fool. So meaning, if your wife believes that about you, she believes she's married to a fool. Because it's only a fool who can have money, spend it outside, and the children are suffering. Worse, if this money, you inherited it from her, and the children are suffering, and you've got money, then you're not saved. So if your woman, your wife believes that about you, she's telling you that I'm married to you, but I know you're a fool. But what made her to believe that about you? Oh. Every behavior has a meaning. We need to go back and understand, what is it that our fathers did to our mothers? What our grandfathers did to our grandmothers? Because we are paying for that. Because they observe our father somewhere doing that. And she's believed that every man is like that. Every behavior has a meaning. Every behavior has a meaning. And understanding that meaning, it will help you to appreciate why you are treated the way you are treated. If the mother believes all men are unfaithful, and she whispers that to your wife, and you marry her, no matter what you do, she will always believe that you are not faithful. If you are married to a guy who saw every father figure around, the father, the uncle, the neighbors beating up their wife, he will think that is the way to treat women, and it will reflect in his lifestyle. One way or the other, that behavior will reflect. Because you can never cheat what has been conceived in your mind, where you come from. There's an imprint in your mind. Once it is imprinted there, you cannot escape. That's why I can tell, if we put 3 people here, the one who comes from deep rural area, the one who comes from maybe township, and the one who comes from suburb. By the way they dress, the way they walk, the way they talk, you can tell who comes from where. Something will betray, even if you try so hard to behave differently. There is going to be something that will portray where you come from. So if you are married to a guy who everyone in his village had 3, 4, 5 wives, and you want this guy to have you alone, you are going to have a problem. Why it seems like every African man is not satisfied with one woman? Most African men, they seem not to be satisfied, even when they have got one wife. Most, not all, but most of them, they still have something outside. Why it is like that? Every behavior has a meaning. It can be traced back to certain event. So I'm coming again to talk more about men this time. Why they behave the way they are behaving. We'll start by this subject. Why most African men seems not to enjoy or not to be satisfied with one lady. I'm not out of message, but I'm surely out of time. Please subscribe to this YouTube channel. Your mind, your asset. My name is Senior Cobra. I'm out.